Welcome to Goku Alpha Calls. My name is Goku. Bitcoin dominance is continuing to drop, which is fueling this altcoin season. In the short term, however, Ethereum and Solana are both showing early signs of short-term bearish divergence, something we'll explore in this update. Let's start with the weekly Bitcoin chart. The super trend indicator is still in the green, confirming we're inside a larger bull market. On the same time frame, we are starting to form a bearish divergence, but it's not confirmed yet. Zooming into the 3-day Bitcoin chart, momentum is slowing a bit but still leans bullish. We also still have a bullish cup and handle pattern playing out. This pattern would only be invalidated if Bitcoin closes a 3-day candle below $110,000. For now, the technical price target of around $153,000 is still active. So, on the large time frames, we're still looking extremely bullish. But on the daily chart, Bitcoin is facing a significant resistance zone around $120,000 to $123,000. This resistance comes from the 1.618 Fibonacci extension, and we've already seen several short-term rejections in this range over the past week. While Bitcoin consolidates at resistance, Bitcoin dominance is dropping, which creates trading opportunities across the altcoin market. Let's zoom further into the short-term price action. Right now, Bitcoin is essentially consolidating sideways, a mix of short-term bullish and bearish moves within the broader bullish trend. Some traders panicked during the recent dip, thinking it was a crash. But zooming out, that move barely registers. This is normal price action in a bull market. Don't get trapped by short-term fluctuations. Cooling off helps reset indicators like the RSI, giving the market room to push higher later on. This consolidation around resistance may continue for a few more days. Now let's talk strategy, the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. Currently, the next key liquidity zone sits between $116,500 and $117,000, just slightly below the current price. So, we could see another minor dip to grab that liquidity. Meanwhile, we also have some building above $121,000. Bottom line, expect choppy sideways movement in the short term, not a crash, just back and forth action at resistance. Zooming out, we're still in a macro bull market. Now, if you're preparing for the next crypto trade, you need to be set up with a solid exchange. Personally, I use BitUnix. If you use the link below this video, you can claim up to $2,000 in futures bonuses and a $400 deposit bonus just by signing up and depositing. BitUnix is a no KYC exchange, so it's available in most countries, but check your local regulations first. Now back to the market. Now let's take a look at Ethereum on the 3-day chart. Ethereum has already benefited big from the drop in dominance. Ethereum is heading toward its next major resistance zone, $3,900 to $4,100. If we hit that level, expect serious resistance. Before we get there, we still have short-term resistance around $3,700, which we've already struggled with. Now zooming into the 2-hour Ethereum chart, we've got a confirmed bearish divergence. We're seeing higher highs in price but lower highs on the RSI. That tells us bullish momentum is slowing down in the short term. So, over the next day or two, expect either a slight pullback or some sideways chop. This is not a long-term bearish signal, just a temporary cool-off. And actually, this short-term dip can help reset the RSI and give Ethereum more upside potential afterward. Looking at short-term support. First major support, around $3,500. Stronger support zone, between $3,200 to $3,300. As long as Ethereum holds above those levels, the broader bullish trend remains intact. Bottom line, Ethereum's trend is still up, but in the short term, expect a pause or small correction before we try to break higher again, especially if we want to challenge that $3,900 to $4,100 resistance zone. Moving on to Solana, this one's following a similar path. On the daily chart, Solana is in a clear uptrend. The bullish price structure and momentum are intact. But we're now running into resistance between $180 and $185. If Solana breaks above $185, the next resistance is the golden pocket zone between $191 and $199. In terms of support, minor support, around $167. Major support, around $158. Now looking at the 8-hour chart, we still have an active cup and handle pattern with a technical target around $193 to $194. That target remains valid unless we close below the handle support near $158, which hasn't happened yet. Zooming into the 4-hour chart, Solana is also showing a short-term bearish divergence. Higher highs in price but lower highs in the RSI. Just like with Ethereum, that usually leads to a bit of weakness, either a pullback or sideways action, for a couple of days. But again, this doesn't mean the trend is broken. It's just a temporary cool down during a bigger bullish trend. Let's turn to XRP now. On the weekly chart, we see a bearish divergence forming on the RSI, but it's not confirmed yet. It may take weeks or even months to fully play out, but it's worth keeping on your radar. For now, XRP is still in a bullish trend, making higher highs and higher lows. The next major Fibonacci extension level sits between $4.60 and $4.70. That's the longer-term upside target. In the short term, XRP is cooling off a bit, retesting previous all-time highs around $3.30 to $3.40. If it holds this zone, that's a bullish sign. If it breaks below, next support sits around $3 to $3.10. So don't be surprised if we see some sideways or slightly down price action for a few more days, especially since Ethereum, Solana, and XRP are also doing the same. So what's the big picture? We're still in a larger bull market across Bitcoin and major altcoins like Ethereum, Solana, and XRP. But in the immediate short term, we're seeing bearish divergences across Ethereum, Solana, and XRP. Some short-term cooling and sideways price action. Consolidation below key resistance zones. This is healthy for the trend. It resets indicators, builds support, and gives us room to push higher later. If you're trading, this is the time to be tactically patient, not reactive. Don't get shaken out by short-term moves. Zoom out. Focus on key support zones and breakout confirmations. And as always, if you want to prepare for the next trading opportunity, make sure you're set up on the right crypto exchange. The link below offers major sign-up bonuses for BitUnix, which is no KYC and support traders from almost anywhere. That's everything for today. If you found this helpful, give the video a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.